Hi, this is Mark from Power TV, and today we're going to install a ZEX Gen 3 high output nitrous system on this Camaro SS behind me. It's a 01, makes about 430 rear wheel horsepower right now, which is pretty stout. We're going to do anywhere from 100 to 150 shot on this car. We're going to do some before and after dynos once we get the installation done. And we're also going to show you some installation highlights. Now, be it that it's their high output kit, as you can see, their nitrous management box that you normally see is gone and it's replaced with two solenoids, one for nitrous, one for fuel, though it is still connected through the TPS activation through a smaller box and not the traditional large box that you would find with the smaller output systems. ZEX does a good job of taking you through the instructions. Within a few hours and a few basic hand tools, the LS-specific ZEX high output nitrous system can be installed. So we got the nitrous installed here, and we put a little washer in between the rubber here for the bulkhead, and now we're going to go ahead and put the 52 jet in on the nitrous and the 28 jet on the fuel, which will equate to 100 shot to start with. So we just finished up all the wiring here on the ZEX kit. Their high output system uses two solenoids, one fuel, one nitrous, which is different from their lower horsepower kits where everything's in one box. This leads to a little bit more wiring, but not too bad. Some of the wiring that we've done here is we have a relay box over here, which one wire goes to 12 volt constant, one wire goes to a 12 volt with a fuse in it, the other wire goes to both the fuel and nitrous solenoid positive side. The other wire goes back inside to electronic throttle position sensor. Now, electronic throttle position sensor is kind of neat on this because you don't need to have a micro switch behind the throttle plate. What happens is it uses the TPS offset voltage and it learns it. So basically it just controlled electronically versus having to have a switch behind the throttle plate. Now let's go inside and check out the wiring we've done in there. We have one wire that actually goes into the electronic throttle position sensor. The other wire goes to a 12 volt switch. This ensures that you have to have your ignition on for you to be able to turn the nitrous on. So once you turn the ignition on, you'll see a red light. That red light means your TPS isn't set up correctly yet. So what you do is you hit the button. It's in learn mode now when it's in red. Mash the gas and hold it down. So now the green, red, and off light means it's learned the TPS. So you can see here that it's done. So we're going to flip the switch off, flip it back on, it's green. So make sure that your nozzles are disconnected so you don't have any nitrous or fuel going into your motor. With the ignition off, you can smash the gas and you can see the blinking green light means it's running. And then you can hear the solenoids click underneath the engine bay. And that's it for the wiring for this. The only things that we had left for today was to mount the bottle, and which we already did, run the nitrous line, and finally put in the RPM window switch, and we'll be ready to put this thing on the dyno. When you put in your nitrous kit and you want to run an RPM activation switch, you're going to need to install that after you put the kit in. That way, the TPS brain can learn the offset voltage correctly, because then you're going to be interjecting that with this window switch. The window switch is really easy to do. Basically, you have your two switch points, a power and a ground, and then a tack wire. What we're going to do now is go ahead and set up our RPM window switch. So now that we're finished with the install, Ryan from Cunningham Motorsports is going to do a tune-up to see how much power we make on the nitrous.
My name is Ryan Cunningham from Cunningham Motorsports. In preparation for the nitrous, which was a 150 shot, I went ahead and I pulled 5 degrees of timing out and added about 5% fuel. Make sure the car wouldn't detonate or possibly do some detrimental damage to the motor.
Even with timing pulled for the nitrous, our power numbers were great. We went from 415 horsepower to 566 horsepower and 372 pound-feet to 559 pound-feet with an increase of 151 horsepower and 187 foot-pounds of rear wheels. That was all done through a half day's worth of work installing the ZEX nitrous kit.